Hello farmers, welcome back to Hazzard County. Just finished doing the dishes this morning. Had a couple people here for breakfast. And one of them is now actually out fertilizing our field. What field is that? 39 is it? Yeah, 39. Getting the second stage of fertilization on that field there. We are going to grab the Massey Ferguson and the cultivator that's still on it. We're going to go down here, actually right to the field behind us. And we're going to cultivate that cotton in. Yeah, I just don't see where it's well worth it to lease a cotton harvester. I mean, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap. We're talking $20,000 initially, and an additional $8,400 per hour, and then I would have to lease the cotton module trailer. Probably not that expensive, but cotton is not something that I need. We need more like corn or oats. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cultivate that in. I know the things that we need to plant. I just haven't figured out what field I want to plant what in yet. I know we looked at crop rotation the other day. We'll have to keep it, just keep in mind exactly what is going to be best and where I should plant things, I suppose. Try not to get in my crops too much there. Yeah, I'm going to have to lose a little bit of this field when we get done harvesting this fall. Have to do some landscaping around here. A little bit of this field is not going to be too much of a problem, but fields are big enough, especially now that we own Field 40, which is huge. That's going to be an interesting harvest, to say the least. Should get a good amount of crop off Field 40. It's all in perfect condition in a way. It's either rye or spelt. I know we got rye and spelt on two of our fields, and I keep getting mixed up which one's on which. But some of these seeds that we get here, we're going to make our own seeds this fall, hopefully. Overnight, the solar power plant did its thing. We lost the money from loan interest, as you would expect, but after only having the solar panels for like a half a day, we stayed above the red, so that's a good thing. All of our animals are doing okay. We just fed them yesterday, so they should be fine for at least this morning. Awfully close to that plow. That'd be nice to have a nice long scratch alongside your truck, wouldn't it? The one thing I do want to keep a lookout on is the wool price. $12.57. Isn't it this time of the year that the wool price was good? Well, it was last year. Last year we almost got up to $1,400, so this is the time of the year that the wool price should be good. If I can sell, we do have a pretty good amount of wool. Should be full of fuel because that's what we did last time. I will say I woke up this morning and not feeling the best, so I don't know how much work I can get done today. Never fun when you're not feeling the best and you got to sit in farming equipment for the day, is it? Bouncing up and down, and hopefully this large cup of coffee will keep me going. I actually don't know how to get into this field. I'm just going this way because I thought this was the right way to go. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know there's a fence line here because we went around it, almost slipped out off the field in our Dutes Far and the wood chips. I'm not sure the proper way to get into this field, but let's head on down and see if I can find the proper way to get in here. It did rain the rest of the afternoon on the first day of spring, right into the evening. Started to snow a little bit at night, but luckily temperatures never got below freezing, so I shouldn't have lost any crops. I want to say this is rye on the left-hand side and the other field is spelt. I'm probably wrong. Let's take it a little easy going on down through here. Unfortunately, we don't own these little ponds over here. That'd be kind of interesting. I probably could have done something with those. Is this the proper way to get to this field? I have no idea. Not a clue. It is a little tight around here. You gotta be careful of my neighbor's stuff. That's not our field on the right hand side. Am I going to assume that I'm supposed to enter this field from the bridge over there? Oh no, crop destruction. I think we're fine. Alright. So I'm thinking this might be corn or soybean down here. Those are the couple of things that we need to do. Now I do realize I probably could have came down here with a horse seed drill and just planted it directly. But I think it's going to be more proper if we just take the cultivator. I mean, it's a decent sized field, but we got a huge cultivator here, so it should make short-term work of this. Did I check? I mean, this would... It shouldn't need to be plowed, right? No, it doesn't say it does. And I'm actually getting... Oh, if I wasn't doing... I'm actually getting a stage of fertilization off of it if I wasn't doing crop destruction. Oh, well. It is what it is. I can't put narrow tires on and cultivate, so that's too bad. So I mean, fertilizer is not that expensive, so I'll just go ahead and take care of that later on. But this field goes right up against that fence line, doesn't it? Kind of snug. Probably day 3 of spring is when we'll start planting down. I just want to make sure that we don't lose any crop in the springtime here. And hopefully late summer our crops will be ready and I get a few days of good weather. Seems like the crops stay wet around here longer than normal. And that was true with the other geo as well. I'm not sure if I, just don't quite remember as well with the seasons mod in 17 as I remember, because man, after it rains, it seems like it stays wet for a long time. Yeah, so I guess the way to this field is over by that green bridge. I would assume so. I mean, the way we came is okay. I mean, that's the easiest way for us to get here. Yeah, I would say this is the way to get here, for sure. I mean, for road access. I guess I could make a little bit of a road. I may ask my my neighbor farmer there, because he owns a field right next to us, if it's okay if I put a road there. I mean, he may well, he or she, I don't know, I haven't met them yet, but they may like the road just as much as I would going down between our fields. I don't know exactly where the land boundary is just yet. Yeah, I'm thinking though, I think when we look at the crop rotation though, we were looking at putting the corn in here, and I may put the soybean up in the cornfield that we harvested last year. Although I would assume... Now I was going to assume the other field was bigger, but this is a lot wider. And all these shapes, it's hard to tell, but yeah, maybe the fields are the same size, so it doesn't really matter. So it just matters of what crop rotation said was best, and I think we said it was so close it didn't really matter too much. But like I say, just wait until the day I seed, and when we come down here, I'll be in the seed drill going, all right, this is what we'll plant. This is what we'll plant. Am I going uphill here? Because it seems like I'm getting slower and slower. Well, back up to 15. Okay, wasn't sure what's going on. Oh, because I'm cultivating on the side of a hill that might be slowing me down some. It does that. So we're getting field 39 fertilized for the second time. Probably fertilize that again early summer. But we're not too far off away from seeding. Yeah, so the only jobs I really have left before I start seeding is cultivate this field in. And the cornfield that we plowed, was that yesterday? Yeah, I think that was yesterday. Get that old get that cultivated in, because we had to get rid of those withered crops. And now I'm going to go back the other way just because. Just because we can. That way we don't get dizzy going around the same circle over and over again. So yeah, the solar panels did wonderfully. I think we're getting like what, $400 per hour. We put them up in the afternoon. Still the same thing with the horses. I'm losing my income on the horses is going down by like $10 a day, $11 a day for some reason. I'm not sure I quite understand why I would. But I guess, like I said, if I really need to, I can always just bring the horses back and get new ones and maybe it'll reset. I'm not sure. But I am thinking, though, after we get done cultivating this field here, we're going to grab our pickup truck, we're going to grab the animal trailer, we're going to head on down and buy some more cattle. Even though I'm expecting, well, I'm not expecting, the cows are expecting offspring. I think it's going to be late summer, early fall. So that'll be fine because by then I should have more food, more Total Mix rations. I think I got enough to feed them until fall anyways if I get, seven more. And I think we're going to buy a bowl as well. I know I don't need a bowl, but makes it look more realistic in a way. So I haven't really looked at the animals for bowls yet, but I think we'll get a bowl just to make it look more lifelike, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just looking at this field here because I was saying, or just showing you how much it was to get that cotton harvester. I think I would I have gone over an hour harvesting this field, maybe. So we'll just say it would be $30,000 to lease that cotton harvester, and I'm going to say probably like $3,000 lease a trailer. So that means I would have to get. Actually, I do not know what cotton's going for. I mean, what does cotton normally go for here? Oh wow, okay. That's the problem is I think I'm got the prices in my head of hard economy and what it goes for. So yeah, so that's not that bad of a price. Yeah, I probably could have made a bit of a profit off this field, but like I said, we don't need the cotton. I need the fields for crops, and next year, yeah, we could probably do a little bit of other crops because, like the fields that we bought, they already had some crop in them. And those are big fields, and I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to say this is a small field, but I mean, look at like field 39 and 40. Those are pretty big sized fields, and to destroy those crops, at least with those crops there, I should get some straw off those. So a double bonus, if you will. So cotton just seemed the obvious field to cultivate in. Because at least with the other crops, I got the machinery to harvest that stuff. Just notice that there is a road coming up on the other side of this field here, as if you can probably right in front of the tractor. Alright, so where's that? Okay. Alright. I got you. Yeah, I should have known that road was there. That's kind of on me right there. I've been up that road, actually, so... Oh, wow. Yeah, I kind of forgot that road was there, but I mean, it's a big map. Still learning the fields here. Yeah, Mr. Anderson actually stopped by yesterday afternoon to see how things were going, if I had any questions. I mean, he's leaving pretty shortly. I mean, he is out of the house, but he's living, I shouldn't say he's living, he's staying at a hotel right now, but he's moving out of town. I think he's headed for. So you may have seen the last couple days we started a new series on, it's called the Green Mountain Forest map. Trying to something different there. I don't know how it's going to go, but yeah, we're gonna try to build our own farm. Yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, it's basically a map with nothing but trees on it, and only 2 points of interest that we start off with, which is a store and a fueling repoint and a sawmill. And the best part is, from the store to the sawmill, there is no road, and it's not a short distance either. So, wait, have you seen? Yeah, so, yeah, that video has been released. So, yeah, 2 episodes in, yeah, it took me that long to cut a path all the way down to the sawmill. And we actually made it down there with the truck. So that was kind of interesting. So if you haven't seen it, you may want to go check it out. Yeah, so basically what we're going to try to do is create our own farmland. Basically, got to cut down all the trees, create a farmland. I'm probably going to have to build a town so people can live in it, and I mean, there's no other sell point either. It's just a sawmill. So if I'm going to have a farm to sell products, I don't have a store to bring it to yet. So I'm going to have to cut down the trees, make some roads, build some buildings, do a whole bunch of stuff. And we are playing with seasons on that one too, because I mean, right now the only thing on the map is evergreen trees. So not much there. Yeah, we started with no cash, so all the money I used to buy things, we took a loan out. Nothing extreme, nothing like the Pacific Northwest, nothing like that. I think right now the loan is, ooh, what is the loan? I think it's 1.3 million, which isn't bad really, considering I had to buy a tree harvester, a truck, the trailer, and I had to buy 2 pieces of land because, I mean, I just can't make a path on down to the sawmill without owning the land. I mean, I guess I could sell the land back, but the land's not that expensive, so it all worked out. And we are playing on hard economy on that one as well. So seasons, hard economy, and nothing but trees. So that kind of thing is going to interest you to watch me slowly build a farm. I plan on doing like a small farm and try using, how I always say this, small equipment. Yeah, we're just going to, go small. Small little fields. I think for animals, if it's going to take a while to get the animals. But I think we'll start with like sheep and chickens, and then maybe get around to cows. I don't know. Cows will be like episode 40 or 50 if I go that far. I gotta see how the series goes, because for sure the first few episodes in that series is gonna be me just going around with the tree harvester and just making paths to places and clearing out areas. And I mean, the good thing about the trees is I can get to the sawmill now and make some cash, and help pay off the loan, because right now I have no income other than selling the trees. But luckily I got to the sawmill on the first day of spring, so now the second day is going to be, I got to clear out all the trees I left on the path down to the sawmill, and then clear up the tree stumps. So if you haven't checked out the series, go ahead. Episode 1 came out a couple days ago. You need to be refilled? Why? What? Why? What? I got a funny feeling my worker went on an adventure. He should have finished that field no problem with the amount of fertilizer he had. Maybe not. Interesting. Yeah, so this is what I was saying about, you can see field 35 and compare it to field 40 and 39. Yeah, these fields all had crops in them. 37 and 36 does as well. Yeah, this is the only field that made sense. Not that I was looking for a field to cultivate in, but when you don't have the machinery to harvest the crop that's in there, it makes sense to go ahead and cultivate that in and get the crops in the ground that you need. And the crop that we definitely need is soybeans, so I can make some more Total Mix ration. Even though we have plenty of Total Mix rations, that's why we're going to go buy some cows in just a few moments here. But I always like to be prepared. So we got plenty of corn. I got 100,000 liters of corn in there. That's why I didn't take it out to make more ethanol. Silage is not a problem. We got plenty of grass to cut and make silage. So that's definitely not a problem. It's just the soybeans. And unfortunately, last fall, there were a lot of soybean fields out there, but we didn't get any contracts for soybean harvest. I got one contract to do corn, and I ended up with like 40 or 50,000 liters of corn off the field. So that was nice, and getting paid like $40,000 to harvest. Yeah, but harvesting last fall was not the greatest for us. Weather didn't pan out as well. But that's what you're going to get in the first season when you play seasons, I think, is because you start the first day of spring, so no one really has a crop in from last fall and all that fun stuff. And I should also probably mention, because I saw this on Silver News yesterday. Well, I think it was the video he posted on Friday, but so for me that was yesterday. Yeah, so Seasons has been, I don't want to say it's been taken out of testing, but Seasons, yeah, they're still working on it for console players. So I would say at best, I mean, if everything went perfect, it's still going to be like another couple weeks. And I think the way it's going, it may be a little bit longer than that. So hopefully not. Hopefully you guys get Seasons sometime soon. I mean, Seasons... And by the way, it's also been kind of confirmed that FS21 is coming out next year. They didn't really say it, but somebody asked one of the developers about what their next project was, and they said everything's on hold. Not on hold, but because the next project they're doing is Farming Simulator 21. So I would assume, like we all know, that'll be like October, November when that'll be coming out. And I hope this time for everyone's sake, because I mean this is a mod that I know a lot of people look forward to in that season. So hopefully Seasons is part of the base game, and I'm sure what they'll do is they'll have it as an option. Kind of like if you can turn, like you can go in there and turn weeds on and off, lime on and off. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to. You may have to leave actually Seasons on. And maybe when you start the map, you have to select do you want to play with Seasons on or off, because you can't keep flicking it on and off, because that would just, your map goes really haywire when you do that kind of stuff. That's why most of the time they always recommend when you start Seasons to start on a fresh save, a new save. You can try adding it to an old save, but I would recommend when you do so, because what's going to happen is if you have like a lot of crops in your field, now this is what happened in 17, and I did this on personal experience, that if you had all your crops in your fields and it's like, oh, I can harvest that in a day or two, it's like, oh, you know what, I think I'll activate Seasons. I want to play with Seasons. You activate Seasons, all your fields kind of get destroyed. So all your crops that were ready are not ready anymore. So just keep that in mind. I mean, they may have changed that. Let's see, this is, yeah, I've only started 2 maps now with Seasons, so, and those are on fresh saves, so I don't know if that's the case. Of course, this map here is the only map I did with Seasons that actually has crop on it, because the other one's is full of trees. I will say it is nice, though, now that like I said, the solar panels, it's nice to see our money kind of going up as the day goes along. So we have income every day, and right now, when midnight comes, I'm not losing money. We actually gain money every day, as long as I don't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, which right now we really don't need anything. The only thing I might need, I can't remember if I bought it, is when we go to sell the wool, I might need a pallet fork. I can't remember if I bought one or not, but I mean, those are like, what, a couple $100? And we'll get to our course player here in a while. I want to make sure I finish my job first. They can sit there and have a cup of coffee. I'm going to have to bring it on down to the store and get fertilizer. So that's going to cost some cash. I mean, I got to borrow money anyway, so we're going to go down and buy some more cows, some more moo-moos. And that, my friends, is the last of the cotton, at least on this field. All set, looking all nice and pretty. There's our house up there on the hill, the house with a view. We're going to have a view of either corn or soybean here. I mean, it just makes more sense to put the corn down here and the soybean in the other field just because corn was just in the other field. And I don't think that's going to be good for, crop rotation. So we'll split it up here. That's why I'm thinking corn down here, cotton up. Oh, yeah, cotton up there. Yeah, I just got rid of cotton. Soybean up there. I mean, the more corn, the better. That's because, well, we saw what corn can do in the wintertime for us. All that beautiful ethanol that we sold, $1.1 million worth of it. And I really was tempted to take some corn out of our Total Max Rations mixer and make some more, but just want to be sure about it. Alright, so this is the way down to that field. Now it all makes sense. A little rough through here. It's going to be a little rough here because of I put down the solar power plant, and when you get to this end, there's a little bit of a dip, so I'm going to need to smooth that out. But let me go relieve my worker for a few moments. I'll head on down to the store, get some more fertilizer. Must leave the cultivator right on this because I need to take care of that cornfield later on. Not this morning, but... Alright, I'm coming, sir, ma'am. Sir. Figured I'd check. Alright, let's zip on down to the store so he can get back to work. Hopefully I can find, alright, somewhere between that bare tree after our cornfield. The one thing I wish they would fix in the season, I mentioned this last time, is getting actually the crop in the field as you're looking at it to be what it actually is on the PDA. Because you look at that corn, it's like, well, that corn's ready for harvest. Nah, it's still growing. It won't be ready for harvest until late fall. Kind of glad Field 40 is fully fertilized because that's going to save us a bit amount of cash. I mean, I'm really looking forward to harvesting, but here we are. It's only early spring. Only because we bought all of the equipment to do a good harvest. And I haven't done a harvest yet. So like the trailers that we bought for the Volvo truck, yeah, the only thing we've been able to use it so far for is bringing the corn down to the ethanol plant. And of course we got the auger wagon that we're actually going to empty the harvester into the auger wagon, and the truck is not going to be allowed on the fields. So I'm actually going to use an auger wagon. I know. I'm going to use an auger wagon, believe it or not. Something I hardly ever use in Farming Simulator is an auger wagon. I tried it a couple times on, I think it was Hawke's Bay. I tried it on for just a little bit. And I was like, why? I really don't need to. I'll just drive the truck and trailer on the field. But I figured here, I'd park like the truck and trailer on the side of the road. Kind of a thing. Use an auger wagon to go on the field and off the field. And who knows, maybe after the third or fourth time I use it, I'll be like, why? Why am I doing that? I am interested to see how the weeds do in the second season. Are they going to infest the field more than they did in the first season? Because I did not do any weed protection, weeding at all. And now when I head down to the store, I know that why I couldn't get fertilizer before, because it's on the same trigger. I was getting so used to the other fill point where the lime and the fertilizer are on different triggers. This one here is the same trigger. I better check for a train, because my luck with trains on here so far has been good, but they've been close calls. There we go, and then there we go. Don't run anyone over. I mean, an odd place for people to stroll. I know people go to certain locations in real life and like walk around. One place around here, people love going up to the mall and walking around the parking lot. I guess someone measured it and it was like 1.5 miles drive around the parking lot. So people go up to the mall and do a couple laps, and they know every lap they do is 1.5 miles, I suppose. Man, I'm telling you, just driving down this field, I'm starting to have a thought of what it's going to be like to harvest these fields. It's going to take a while. I mean, even though our harvester does hold, was it 18,000 liters? It's going to be a lot of grain. Not this cornfield, right? It's the other cornfield. Yeah, I think it's the other cornfield. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to harvest these fields, so the weather better be good. That's all I'm saying. Somewhere in here, and what I can do is, I think the marker is right there. So if you ever turn the eye back on the course play, you'll see like a line of purple. It'll show you where you left off at. Did you know that? Did you know? You can see that line of purple right ahead. If I do that. Can't, if you may be colorblind, I don't know, but it's right in front of the tractor right there. So that's where we left off. That's where the worker left off. And drive course. I can turn that off, and he should turn the the fertilizer back on. There he goes, and he's off to the races. Speaking off to the races, where's I parked my truck somewhere. It's next to the. Well, it wasn't next to the Massey Ferguson. There it is. Animal trailer's right there. And I shall meet you down where the cows are, and we'll buy 8 more cows. 7 ladies and 1 lucky male to join us back here at the farm. I think I've been down here this will be my 3rd time down here, twice to buy cows, and once just to visit, and I think every time I come down here, I always almost turn into the wrong spot. And it's back right on up here. Nice and snug. Holsteins. I think this trailer holds... Oh yeah, I know what I need to do? I need to call the bank. Hey bank, I need some cash. I don't know how much, I forgot how much these cows are. They're not that expensive. I think like, what, $1,000 per-ish? Or $1,700? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not a Brahmin. I don't think any of the Brahmins are what we want. Probably that dude right there. Yeah, let's buy this one. Cheaper for starting farmers known for their high marbling carcasses that can return a decent investment in the market. Okay. We'll take one of those dudes. And can I take 2? No. Livestock trailer's full, so it is 8. Confirm. It's not too bad. Just 13 grand for 8 cows. Maybe now just 7 cows, because after that bump, one of them probably fell over. Yes. Anywho, that was quick and easy and kind of cheap. I mean, our cow stats are gonna look kind of terrible when I get back and put them in there, but you know, I think we're all set for them anyways. Yeah, I always want to turn in there when I go visit the cows. Or not visit the cows, but go buy some cows. Anyways, cows are strapped in. They better be, because I'm zipping right on back up to the farm. we're going to put them on in there and call it an episode. Well, we made it here in one piece. Now I just need to unload them, and I do want to check on the bowl that we just bought. I know it's going to sound weird to say this, but did they reproduce? If I just have one male bull, can it, I mean, do I get... I mean, it shouldn't expect offspring from it. That just sounds weird, but if you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so, yeah, he's only not worth that much, but that's not the point. Confirm. They're all out. See if we can spot him out here. You know, they always say when cows fly. Okay. There they go. I think these took a second to, because I added cows, this took him a second to load in, but there he is. Probably shouldn't stand too close. Kind of weird that they're freezing like that. What's up with that? Maybe because their stats are changing because I just threw twice as many cows in as they had before. We'll give them a second to figure it out. Oh yeah, this is going to take me a while because now I got tons of sheep. Tons and tons of sheep. Where is the male? Yeah, so I'm going to say no because it says next animal has a dash in it, so that means no. And if you go up to the female, this says not fertile. I do have some... Where's my fertile cows here? So half a year. So sometime in the fall, beginning of winter. Yeah, their stats look kind of terrible, but we'll take care of that. We'll definitely take care of that, but that'll be at the beginning of the next episode. So, yeah, we got more cows now. Twice as many cows. Hopefully I don't have a food issue, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to be all set. The cotton is no more. Yeah, we might actually get to do some seeding later on. The ground temperature is good enough to put down some seeds, so it could be a thing. Or we might just feed the animals and wait until day 3 of spring just to make sure. My workers should almost be done and feel... You're not done? Where? Why? No. You've done... No, okay, you are done, sorry. He's heading back to the starting point. I got to take it up here and do this part of the field up here. I can't believe I got to spread that with some lime, but... yeah, I got to fertilize that because that is actually part of Field 39, that little line, teal color here, by next to Field 98. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time in Hazzard County. But until then, have a good one.